This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, saving your day from boredom with the best podcasting entertainment.
Hello and welcome to episode 17 of Too Old to Game. I'm your fear-filled host, Dave Oster. I'm joined by the Mark Weber.
Dub them ease.
And the original man-child himself, Ricky Widmer.
What's up, guys?
Guys, this is Too Old to Game, the show on Most Valuable Podcasts where we come together and we're old people. Yeah, I guess realistically speaking.
I mean, we're older than, it's like how, what's her name? Eliza the comedian? We're millennials, but we're elder millennials.
We're elder millennials.
We are elder millennials.
I like it. So we're old, we play video games. It's what we do. We come in here, we complain, we grump, we talk about it. Talk about what we like, what we don't like. Today we got a great show for you.
Speaking of what we don't like.
Today we got a great show for you. We're going to be talking about Black Ops and microtransactions, just sneaking it right in after launch. We're going to talk about the Nintendo Direct for Super Smash Bros.
Speaking of things we don't like.
And what was our final one for the day?
Or the Fallout 76
Fallout 76,
beta?
full of bugs, maybe.
Yep.
Sounds like they're off to a great start. And of course, you know, the weekly mentions of Fortnite and World of Warcraft will come up at some point.
Yeah.
But before we get too into it, I just want to give you a quick bit of housekeeping. If you like us, want to support us, want to keep us going, keep us happy, keep us making content for you, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Check us out on iTunes. Leave a 5-star review. Do whatever you want to do that helps us. It all is fun. We read comments, all that good shit. But, boys, Black Ops doing us dirty yet again. I thought we were free of this after the massive backlash that Battlefront received.
We're never going to get all the way. We're never going to be rid of microtransactions completely.
Look, so the problem that I see with this, just for you, those who aren't aware, Call of Duty Black Ops launched. There were no microtransactions set. This is basically after the fact, 2 weeks after launch now we are. And it is a ridiculous buy-in cost in order to get, the top level weapon variants, and the grind otherwise would be I think they're quoting somewhere around 250 hours in game hours, and it's a bit ridiculous. And I think that it feels dirty to me because they're doing it after launch. They avoided all negative publicity about microtransactions. Their game sold incredibly well. Most people are pretty happy with the gameplay. But this feels like a dirty, we're just sliding the carpet out from under you. We got your money. What are you going to do about it? Kind of move.
Exactly. I mean, it's a bait and switch, essentially, in that case of saying, this game, we're just going to avoid it. We're not going to talk about it. It's not part of this game. And, oh, by the way, it's here now. I mean, the flip side, some people are just going to say, of course, well, just don't buy whatever microtransactions and just don't pay for it.
Yeah.
But the problem always is somebody will pay for it. And I'm not a person who cares about these online games very much, and shooter games especially. I just don't play them. I'm happy for the people who do. I know you guys like these type of games. So for you, and it reminds me of when we talked about the cross-play discussion of Ricky getting really upset over if it gives someone a competitive advantage, I don't like it. And that's exactly what this is. And for a lot of people who do spend a lot of time playing these games, they thought that it was safe, that there was none of these transactions, or if there were going to be microtransactions, it'd be like Fortnite, get some skins or something like that. And that's not the case. Now all of a sudden they have these competitive advantages that you can get, and kind of ruins it for people. You can't boycott it. You can't protest because you already paid for it. There's nothing you can do about that. You're just kind of, I guess, going to be one of those people who gets mad when your team trades a player and you burn the jersey or something. You can burn your Black Ops disc.
The thing I don't understand, and this is more of a game design thing with microtransactions and all these conversations to this point, I am hit your face against the wall, because why are we having it for the umpteenth, thousandth time on a podcast? But it's if you're going to have a game like this and you're going to have microtransactions, I think we're all in agreement of hey, you can have them just as long as what we're buying has no competitive advantage. I'm going to bring up Overwatch again. Skins, emotes, dances, sprays, everything in those loot boxes. I cannot have a single thing of those and still you and I go face to face and we are on an even playing field, where it looks like, and I'm reading this from Eurogamer, it looks like one of the things that you can buy is black market tiers.
Yes.
And gamers were like, why is it such a slow grind to get through these? Oh, I understand, because they don't want you to level, and then we get okay, this guy is like 6 prestige already, and the game came out 2 weeks ago. They want it to be, all right, we're going to slow those people down. For those people, they're going to have to buy these COD points and then buy their way up through the tier, or else it's just going to take you twice as longer, 3 times as longer to get where you are. And if you're a guy like me where maybe I prestige once, maybe twice at most in one round of a Call of Duty game, maybe you're not prestiging at all this time. Because it's like, for me, I'd be like, well, screw it. I'm not going to buy COD points just to get to tier 200. But if someone else gets there and they get all the lockouts right away, then you're sitting there going, okay, that person has a competitive advantage over me. And that's what's wrong.
Yeah, I completely agree. As far as it happening in Black Ops, are you surprised, or does this seem like it's just right in line with the practices of most major releases as of late?
I'm going to say no, because we knew they were coming, so I'm not surprised that they're here. It's just the this is a sneaky kind of snakeful way to be like, hey, we're going to have microtransactions. And then 2 weeks after launch, all right, we got their money. Make sure. Do we have their money?
Yep.
Yeah, it went through the cash.
Check's cleared.
That check cleared. All right, let's unleash it. And
here's the black market. Here's what you can do.
It's like, what are you going to do? Sell the game back to GameStop? That doesn't hurt Call of Duty. Like you said, Mark, you gave them your money. That's all you did already.
And that's the big thing. I mean, it's not surprising in the slightest. I mean, this is Madden excluded and all those sports games. This is the company that really kind of solidified every year we come out with a new game.
Yeah.
And they spilled that off onto almost everybody else to make that such a common thing, to where there's a new Call of Duty, there's a new Battlefield, there's a new Assassin's Creed. All of these games are just going to constantly, back when we had new Halos all the time, we're going to get a new one of these games nonstop. So they have already shown that what do they care about? Your money. So what are they going to do? Jump on the next thing that makes you spend your money. And, and part of it's going to be, I haven't played a Call of Duty game in a really long time. I mean, Black Ops... The original Black Ops, I think, might have been the last. No, Advanced Warfare. Advanced Warfare was the last.
Still, that's old.
And I only ever really bought it because you were talking about it so much, and I was like, sure, fine. Because I wasn't going to.
Advanced Warfare was the one where that was the first one where you can, like, crawl on the
That was the one where they were trying to
and
compete with Titanfall.
Yeah, and like the jetpack,
that
choo choo, and stuff like that.
And I didn't like it.
What was that sound effect, Ricky?
Choo choo. That was kind of like the
very nice.
thing.
Yeah. Add it to the soundboard.
The audio listeners are probably like, "What the fuck is he doing, man? Shut up."
So I didn't like that, and it makes me glad that I'm not buying these games though, because I don't really want to support this. I mean, every time one of these games comes out, there's always a million people saying, "Don't support these companies because they just." Polish the same old over and over again, and it's nothing really substantial. Now, there's a little exception with Call of Duty because it's, 3 companies now?
Yeah.
Infinity War.
Activision.
And Activision. Not Infinity War. You guys
Infinity
know what I mean.
Ward. And they're the next one.
And then Sledgehammer, right? Is the
Treyarch.
Treyarch? Who's
Sledgehammer used to be, and then it was Sledgehammer became Treyarch, I think.
Okay. So... You have 3, so it makes it a little bit better. But still, it's just one of those things where it's obvious that it's just all about the money in this case. And this was the very next thing to jump on to get even more money. It's honestly surprising that it really didn't become a big thing even faster.
I don't know. For me, it kind of goes back to, like, I get it. The whole, like, you have to wait until you have a full set of gear in this to actually equip it kind of bugs me, because that's like, oh, we've got you on hook. You got one piece of 5.
You just need one
like,
more.
That's right. Like there's a gambling
$5.
It's a gambling problem, and you're holding their money basically hostage at that point. You have to spend more to get more. Yeah, I think that's what really burns it for me, is just the fact that this has become a standard. Like, it's a really sad place in games when you have a AAA title like Black Ops, and they're like, great, we've got money, we made all this money, but how do we keep making more money? Well, we'll roll out seasonal packages for them. And if they want to pay, they can pay. And if they don't, then they can do it the long way, a really long way.
And here's the thing that I just want to throw out there. First off, you are right. Sledgehammer is its own. So it's Activision, Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer Games, and
so
Treyarch.
now there's 4.
There's 4. The thing that I wonder is whose decision was this? Was this the publisher's decision? Like, was this an Activision thing? Because technically... Activision's the parent one, and then they let Treyarch, let Sledgehammer, let Infinity Ward, or was this a publisher thing or a developer thing? I would lean towards that it was a publisher thing to put these in and not a developer thing. But I have no idea, because what if it was Treyarch that's like, yeah, we're gonna have these in here. This is gonna be an integral part. Or if Activision just said, hey, they have to be in there. And this is how Treyarch developed them into their game.
Yeah, if they're saying hey, it's going to be a few years till we get to have another one of these cash cows, let's make sure we really cash in on it. It's just kind of, it's not surprising because, Dave, it's perfect. You mentioned DLC, you mentioned season passes. Once again, Call of Duty are one of the big games that really solidified DLC as a great option and the season pass as the way to go.
Which is funny because, I'd always bought in, and I don't think I made it past 4 or 5 months on any Call of Duty game any given year. I love playing them, but it was that I get super intense on gaming, and then I'm just and I want nothing to do with this.
But how they used to do the season passes, I had no problem with, because yes, they kind of played into the everyone else gets the new maps. Yeah. And it might take a little longer to queue up if you just have the older maps, but you could still play. It was nothing oh my God, I'm sitting there for a half hour. Why am I not in a game? Yeah. But I didn't need those new maps to play. Yeah. But you wanted those new maps.
And it's just perfect marketing and buyer psychology, knowing that, you're not going to probably play all 4. If there's 4 DLCs and you buy the season pass, the odds are you're going to play 2 or 3 of them. But then you're not going to do the 4th one.
And I guess this is a bad question for us, but it's how good have the last DLCs been of each respective Call of Duty? As of late, are they putting much dev time into those? Do you feel like you release the game, it's great. The first DLC has to knock it out of the park to keep that engagement high, and then they just know that it's going to trickle down, so we can kind of slim out the remaining DLCs.
You don't really have to care, especially if the season passes are sold well
For
enough.
me, it was just map packs, where it's as long as the maps are good, people are there are going to be the hardcores that keep playing it forever until the next one. But as long as the maps are good, I feel like you'll always get that surge that comes back and buys it just for the just for that map pack, and then they die out, and that's okay, I don't care that you died out. You bought the game, you bought the map pack.
And I never really cared too much about the DLC for these games when I even did buy them. But I never really felt like you really got a great additional map. I never felt like you really got one that was solid. The only thing that was good was Nazi Zombies. The DLC for Nazi Zombies, that was great.
Because it added more story.
No, I don't give a shit about the story. It was just a fun new map. And it's really the World at War that you had the first original 4 that were so good. And then beyond that, and I've probably said it on this podcast before, but my personal thing with it was it just got too complicated. Everything was just way too complicated. You started having what was it? George Romero shows up in one of them.
Yeah, at one point. It's a giant Easter egg hunt in order to beat zombie mode. Yeah. I get it. I enjoy but it almost feels like it takes away from the survival thing. It's like you're on a wild goose chase. It
was just fun.
Go through this checklist because that's okay. I'm just gonna whatever at this point. I'm gonna vent a little. So in Call of Duty World at War.
Yep.
World at War
was the first one.
No, what was the last one? World War, not World at War.
I think it's World War
II. Yeah, whatever the previous Call of Duty was.
Yeah, World War II.
There we go. Love the game. Great game.
We went hard in. It was probably the hardest I went in on a game since Ghosts.
Oh, Ghosts? Okay.
Since Ghosts.
I skipped Ghosts.
And Ghosts was kind of terrible. I hated Ghosts.
Okay. But yeah, great game. I played the zombie mode. Probably I dropped in 20 hours into that. But the most annoying thing was by the end of it, it was a shut up and follow me as I do this stuff. just try to keep things off of my back. Well, I run through this checklist that I literally had to write it down. So I knew I'm going here, I'm doing this, I'm going here, I'm doing this, I'm going here, I'm doing that.
Yeah. And that's not zombies.
That's not fun. Well, it's not fun. It's survival. But like once you solve the puzzle, where is the want to do it again? Like it's not there because every time is going to be the same playthrough.
It was just so much fun initially when it was just simple of it's you, 4 or 3 of your friends.
Yep.
There's zombies. They're going to come at you until you die. You hang out in a corner and hope it's the best, and you can set some traps, and hopefully the mystery box gave you enough alien ray guns for this to be worthwhile and for this to be fun. And then when you just start making it complicated, it's like, this isn't what originally made this such a good concept. And, maybe I'm in the minority on that one, but...
We're grumpy old men.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna make a prediction.
Yeah.
Okay.
The next Call of Duty game, if what I'm seeing is true and all the leaks that are coming out right now, this microtransaction thing will not hurt the next Call of Duty.
Of course not.
They already made their money. What?
Well, no. The next game. Like, the next game that comes out, more people will probably buy it than this one. Because it might be Modern Warfare 4. Oh. We haven't had that. We haven't had a Modern Warfare in 7 years. Yeah, people are going to buy that.
Absolutely.
Like, people like me who haven't played since World War II, I kind of played, but like...
You played a lot.
Looking back, like, before that, Ghosts I played and went in and then was like, this is horrible, put it down. Black Ops 2. That was 2012. When I graduated my undergrad, that was the last one. And right before that, Modern Warfare 3. Like, the Modern Warfare ones have been, to me, the best Call of Duties. If this next one, like the one that I think it's Activision is going to do it, or no, Infinity Ward is going to be the next developer, this is, going to be a great game because they've got a developing team that's phenomenal.
Right.
And it's Modern Warfare 4. People like me, you have my money right away because I haven't seen this in 7 years.
I mean, I literally bought World War II for the pang noise from the M1 ground.
Because you remember playing it the first time with World at War, which that was what, 2008? We graduated, we were seniors in high school when World at War came out.
I'll be honest.
No, we weren't. We were first year of college because we graduated June 2018. Or
I'll
2008.
be honest, that noise has been in my head since Day of Defeat.
The M1 grand noise?
Yeah, a little bit of Half-Life bounce-off games with Counter-Strike and all that. Day of Defeat, underappreciated game, in all honesty. But, yeah, I mean, like, the hype train for this game never ends. It's a cycle. Every year, it's Call of Duty, like, releases. This game's great, phenomenal, awesome. You see everybody starts to stop slowing down on the game, launch the DLC 1. Oh, this looks great. There's so much stuff to do. There's added this. And then the complaint cycle starts of like, it's not as good. It could be better. Like, well, last year's game was better or the year before was better, whatever. And then like, literally, we're going to have this tick in like, probably like May, right before the summer hits. And it's like, here's a trailer for the next Call of Duty game. And it's just like, and hype levels back through the ceiling. Like, this is going to be great.
So... One thing that I'm gonna ask is, last week when we talked about next gen systems, we said they were gonna announce it by next year, not have them come out by next year. Correct?
I think it would be unlikely that we're gonna have a 2019 next gen. I think 2020 is what we're all.
The reason why is it just popped in my head. This is from Ghost. We've had Ghost, Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, Infinity War. World War II, and then Black Ops 4. We've had 6 on PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
If they were to, like, if this was, what would it be like if, all right, Advanced Warfare is coming out, this is our drop title for
it would work.
The next gen.
If we get a Q4 drop for PS5 and Xbox whatever, like.
I think it's Scarlet is what they're calling it right now, the project name. But I mean, that would be like, all right, let's do this. Because there would be people that are like, I gotta buy it, and I'm gonna play it on next gen.
It's gonna look gorgeous. It's gonna be in 4K. Like, how do you not love that? So, I agree. Like, we were talking about Cyberpunk 2077. Like, would be a phenomenal option for a release title or a final title of this generation. So, we're looking at that. Maybe Q3. Who knows? I don't know. I don't.
Yeah.
But, Mark, any final thoughts on the state of microtransaction, Black Ops, or Call of Duty in general? I just think
it's not surprising, but it's kind of shady.
Yeah.
It's a shady way to do it, and I hope that the backlash sticks.
dude, every year, every game, it's just hard. Like when people spend the money on the game and pre-order, like that's the biggest thing. There's always be these big boycotts on Reddit. It's like, don't pre-order games. Remember how bad you get burned. Da 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 da. Wait a couple weeks before buying it. And this was, they waited 2 weeks after to launch the black market, and then there you go. Now you're shit out of luck.
Yep, exactly.
So like, I don't think the gamer will ever win. I think that the way that companies are releasing games, we're trapped. We're always going to be trapped in a series of like, these are microtransactions. Yes, I get like, it is what it is, and you want to pay. Like, here's the thing:
you want to really.
Is it because game devs don't make enough money? Is the $60 price tag outdated, and we really need to move to $100?
No,
will that get rid of this problem for me?
I mean, it's just maybe the publishers.
$60 is too cheap for a game.
I mean, I'm looking at the hours I'm playing in Red Dead Redemption, and it's like there's 60 hours of gameplay at least. So I'm paying $1 an hour. That's nothing.
Well, it's like
here's my money.
Even like Nintendo 64. I mean, those games were costing $50.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's kind of weird that price hasn't gone up, and I feel like that they're afraid if they raise the initial buy-in price, like you're going to lose a portion of the market.
Because there was a lot of fear when they went from 50 to 60.
Yeah, I do. I actually remember that.
Yeah, so, and it didn't change anything.
No, and that's the thing. I feel like they're holding to the $60 marker because they're afraid that people will see, like, if we get closer to that 3-digit value, that parents won't have that expendable money to buy. And it's just like, but if we put it at 60 and then gate the content behind these microtransactions or these DLCs or any way that they can get that additional money, that's what's really stringing them along, is that, like, they're not. And I'd love to know. I'd love to talk to a game dev company and figure out, like, where is the money coming from for you guys? Like, how much are you getting buy-in support? How much is you guys pre-order? How much is, like, DLC money?
Yeah.
And how's that divide up? Because I'm genuinely curious that, like, I'm surprised that we're still at the $60 tier. I think that we should be closer to 80 or 100, because that's just, for me, I'm like, look, I want to pay you. If you make a great game, I'd love to give you my money. But I feel like we're being burned because it's like, here's most of the game. If you want more, you got to pay more.
Here's the thing, though. When did they move from 50 to 60? Like what year was that?
Well, I don't know, but that was for PlayStation 3 era. I think is when it switched, right? Or was it at the end of PlayStation 2?
It might have been 2.
Because the only thing I worry about with that is, like, I heard on the radio today going to work, it's like, well, everything around us is getting more expensive.
Yeah.
Wages are staying the same.
Yep.
So
been
it's
that
like,
way for years.
So it's like, this goes to 80. How many gamers will be like, it might not be a significant amount, but there might be a few that go, and fuck, now I can't support this. I can't support this habit. I mean, I can't support this hobby.
That's a whole different conversation about the middle class and how it doesn't exist anymore, really.
Apparently, it was somewhere around the Xbox 360 was when it became a standard.
Okay.
So the launch of that is sort of like the borderline standard.
Yeah.
But there were games before that ranged anywhere from $20 to $80.
Yeah.
So it was really up to the dev at that time to decide.
Here's the big thing with it, though, is that it doesn't matter if they increase the price. It's not going to change the DLC and stuff like that.
You can't take that back
exactly.
Now that it's out there?
Once it's out there, it doesn't go away. I mean, the best example I love, and it's because I drive on expressways, tollways to be specific, is the purpose of a tollway is to pay for the expressway itself.
Yes, it's the upkeep.
Yes, but it never goes away.
No.
Eventually, enough people have driven on that road where that expressway has been paid for. But the tollways aren't taken out. They are there to stay. That's exactly what it is.
But you have to pay for upkeep. Like, that's the thing.
But think about how many people are driving on that road.
Yeah, but think about how many millions of... Like, look, we live around Chicago.
We do.
It's construction season all fucking year.
It is.
Like,
but also,
I literally haven't
look
gone
at the
up,
amount of people on the road.
I don't disagree, but that causes more wear and tear.
But
it's a cyclical thing.
Like, it is, but here's the thing. You're right, but here's the thing. The whole point is it never goes away.
It's true.
Once it's there, it doesn't come back out.
Yeah. But so you're telling me if I came out today, I made this great new game.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, it's $100 all in. You get all content forever for it.
Yeah.
Would you consider that versus if I was at 60 and said, all right, here's half, roughly 2/3 of the game, and you'll get the next third and then the next third.
But that's not my point.
Wait. Are we saying you get 3/3 of the game Destiny style? Or are we talking like what I did for Assassin's Creed, where it was like, I could buy the base game, $60, or get the gold edition, which comes with the season pass, and it's only $40 more.
Yeah, only $40 more.
Where I was like, hey,
so you're paying $100.
I'd be paying $100.
Yeah,
they had a
cheaper.
$100 version of that game.
You're correct. Did you buy that, by the way?
I did not, but they tried to sell it to me.
Same. They're so pushy. Did
right?
you go Best Buy?
No, I was at GameStop, and they tried to sell me an Xbox One. They tried to sell me a PlayStation Pro. They then tried to sell me the $100 version of the game, and I'm just like,
for the third,
I'm like, I really just want to get this game and leave. But anyways,
I mean, but something like that depends on if they get everything off a commission, then I don't blame them for trying.
No, they're not commission, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, I think Best Buy might be actually.
Best Buy is not off commission either. Nope.
Oh wow,
that's their big selling point. That none of their people are off a commission.
Then why are they asking me so much to buy insurance for a video game?
Because it's tracked how much they do.
So it looks better. They can get a promotion.
No, you're not going to probably get a promotion, but you at least won't get yelled at by your manager.
That's interesting because I always wondered that because same thing. It was I looked by Red Dead Redemption 2 and it was great. And they're like, okay, would you like the normal copy or the full whatever? I forgot what the title was.
The one where you get the ultimate or something like that, where you get an extra gun and an extra hat and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I was like, no, I'm good. And like, all right, how about the insurance for it? And how about the Best Buy thing? And I was like, I just want my game.
The big one's the credit cards. You get a lot of credit for the credit cards at Best Buy.
Oh my god, yeah.
But here's the thing, to answer your original question, Dave,
I don't even know what it is at this point.
And I don't think that...
Oh, can you take it back? Like
No, not that.
Oh.
I don't think that you, in your follow-up, and I'll make it clear what I mean.
Thank you. Sorry.
It's not that you can buy a game at 60 or 100 and 100 gives you more, 60 gives you less. It's even if we raise the price to 100, Activision's still going to have microtransactions and DLC. Yeah. They're not going to stop doing that because we're already used to it. We're already used to having to pay for it. So because we're used to having to pay for it, they're not going to suddenly say, now your DLC is free.
Interesting. And I know we're getting a little off topic, and I don't mind because I like these conversations. Do you think that we could ever see a subscription-based model for AAA games?
I would love that.
Like what Xbox is trying to do.
Yeah, we're seeing that out of Xbox right now, and I know it's been a really big success for them, but you pay a monthly fee, and you get access to the game and whatever content's in that game. You don't have to worry about, all the, DLCs and shit. It's just, here's your $10 a month, Xbox or PlayStation.
Yeah.
And you get it.
Assuming that it's worthwhile, because, $10, that's $120.
A year.
That's 2 games.
So if you're going to play more than 2 games a year, it seems like a pretty good deal.
Well, it depends on the way they do it. If they do it where it's like Madden, $10 a month, and $10 a month, you will never have to buy another Madden. We'll just keep updating your rosters for you with new stuff. But you're buying 2 Madden games a year then.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Which money-wise doesn't work out. So I guess it depends on the gamer. But still, my point is, like, do you think that we could see AAA games go that way on, like, PlayStation? Like, if you saw, for example, if you got either Red Dead Redemption or Assassin's Creed or Call of Duty, and it was just, like, individual title, or if you think as a release-wide for the system, if it was $15 a month or somewhere in that range, like World of Warcraft is $15 a month still. That game soaked up so many hours of my life. It's disgusting. There's your WoW mention for the week.
And so much money.
And so much money. But the dollars per hour was a disgusting ratio. I was paying cents on the hour, which is a life problem I ran into, actually. But the point being that I felt like I was getting more than my money's worth out of that, and I was happy to give them my money.
Which is really what matters. I mean, it's how you feel about it. If you felt like it was a good deal.
So do you think it could be successful going forward?
I think people would probably be willing to do it. But like I said, it still comes down to, let's say Assassin's Creed does it. You're having a great time playing Assassin's Creed right now. But if you're paying per month, are they really going to be able to give you enough to make you, one, keep playing like WoW, where you don't leave?
It could change the way people design games, though, in the long run. Like, it could turn into,
section off. Every month you get a new...
Yeah, well, it's sustainable that way. Here's the thing is, like, when you launch a game right now, you have games like Assassin's Creed where you have, or even Spider-Man. We've had a lot of fantastic games launched lately. I just realized that. You have your game and your storyline, and that's it. Whereas, like, wow, it's more open world. There's always something to do. Like, it could change the way people are, like, developing these AAA titles more towards, like, the GTA style, more towards that open world feel, more towards that like there's always something to do, rather than like the distinct storylines.
See, but I wouldn't like that, and the reason why is there are games like WoW where if I want a game like that, that's what I'm going to go to.
Right.
If I want, like, Overwatch is my game to go to. If I want a first-person shooter that I know is going to be there, Overwatch is my game to go to. But games like Spider-Man, Assassin's Creed, Red Dead when I buy it after I beat Assassin's Creed, God of War, which I have sitting at home.
Yep.
That was going to be my next one after Assassin's Creed. I got to get through that by the end of this year. Those games are, let's say Assassin's Creed, which I'm playing right now. If they made it a WoW style and I'm paying each month, I would never stop playing it. And then it would be like, eventually you'd probably get bored and stop playing it. But it's like, all right, when do I put this down, though, to play the next game? Which is a good thing about it. Spider-Man, I beat it. All right, put it down, pick up the next one.
But now DLC just dropped.
Yeah, but I mean, the DLC is like, for Spider-Man, I feel like they're going to be short enough to where it's like, play it in a night, beat it, or play it in 2 nights, beat it.
Really?
And then it's like, move on. It's not going to be anything.
Worthwhile.
Yeah, that does not seem like it's worth $15 to me for.
And that's that's my assumption coming in. I have not played it. I have not looked at the DLC yet. I have them all because of the package that I bought, because I bought the nice shiny red PlayStation.
Dope-ass PS4 Pro.
But I mean, that is, to me, that is the thrill of console and single player games. You play this game, you either play it until the campaign is done, or if like myself, when I played Spider-Man, all right, I beat the campaign, I look at the trophies and I think to myself, is this platinum?
You're a completionist.
Well, it depends. If I look at the trophies and I go, my time will be wasted on this, like if it's not going to be worth it, I'll put the game down. But if I look at it and go, all right, I can realistically do it, and it's going to be worth my time, I will go for the 100%. Like Assassin's Creed, I'm still weighing out. I think I can 100% that one. And then you go on to that next game, and you just start the process all over with another great game. Hopefully another great game.
I think my kind of last sense on this one is just the fact of I can't think of a single game that would be worth me paying monthly currently, based on what they currently have given me. You know, even a game like Persona, where I spent 100 hours plus into it. But, and because of the way I am in my life, I took like a year to play this game. Yeah. So if it was $10 a month, let's say 10 to make it really easy, $120. Yes, it was $100, and that was great, but especially if you're giving me that piece by piece, it's going to feel so segmented, so choppy, and things like that.
If you run through your content and you're stuck waiting.
Just give me the damn game. I don't want
it's episodic.
Exactly. I don't want to have Telltale, like, all right, now I got to wait for the next chapter, and it's going to probably be late, because it's already been shown that they can't stay on schedule.
That was a Telltale problem, not a...
No, but that's actually just a problem in gaming,
Kingdom Hearts, how many times did they say, Kingdom Hearts is going to come out this time? And it's like, Ricky, don't keep your hopes up. Kingdom Hearts 3 is not going to come out. It's gonna
Kingdom Hearts PTSD on release dates.
They said December. It's going to come out in February, so don't get your hopes up.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just one of those things where I just can't see how something's going to really make that worthwhile to me, to spend my money on such a process like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And moving right along, let's hit up the Nintendo Direct. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, you'll notice this is a pretty awesome cut, because... We had a slight intruder situation in the office. We had a visitor. So the camera angle might be off just a smidge because the door's right there. But Nintendo Direct today, it was all about Super Smash Bros. We got a pretty epic trailer and about 35 minutes of other. You know, it was okay. It was okay. Ricky, I know you're our dude on Super Smash and the Nintendo Switch.
Well, here's the dilemma.
You sell us on what happened.
You're our dude on the Nintendo Switch because you're going to buy it.
Exactly.
Here's the dilemma I have. And I think I mentioned this. I don't know if I mentioned it on this podcast or to Johnny on the Rick and Johnny podcast, but the Switch said they're going to come out with, like, it sounds like a PS Pro situation of like, hey, about middle of the springtime in 2019, we're going to come out with a Switch that's just better graphics. It's like, it's got better hardware. It's going to look a lot better. So do I hold off on Super Smash until that comes out? Or do I go ahead and do the same thing? Because I also have a Best Buy gift card for $250 that I was going to use on this.
Nice.
Or do I get the same thing I did for Spider-Man? I get the Switch that's all decked out, Super Smash Bros. The Joy-Cons are Super Smash.
Yeah.
It's all on the side of the system. And I get the digital download of the game. Or do I wait until the new one, the new Switch Pro comes out?
I just feel like if you're going to wait, you might not actually do it.
That's what I'm thinking.
The longer you wait, the less the hype goes.
Because you're buying it for Super Smash Bros. That's the only reason you're buying this.
Well, I mean, there'll be other games that catch my eye.
There's other games that you're going to play, but you're only really buying it for Super Smash Bros.
Oh, hell yeah.
Exactly. I mean, that's the same reason I bought a Wii U. I only bought a Wii U because of Mario Kart. I wanted Mario Kart.
True.
So that's the only reason I bought it. I enjoyed other games, and I got other games, but I only really cared about that. Or not necessarily only care, but that is the reason I bought it.
I'll be honest, I bought my PS4 entirely for Call of Duty. That was you remember that shit?
Yes, I do.
You and I are going before
because I didn't make you, but I pressured you into that.
I was so on the fence, like I'm not gonna play that many games on it. Like what's
so into that?
Because I just bought my house at that time, and I was like, I need something to do there. Like when people come over, like, I have something to do.
I remember
and you're like,
that because I pressured you
into it. Get a PS4.
We'll
play Call of Duty. It'll be a ton of fun, man. And I was like, but will I really use a PS4? Like Call of Duty, bro.
It, you wouldn't be able to play the NBA games you play.
2K, yeah.
Red Dead Redemption.
A whole lot of Borderlands.
Overwatch are on the comp too, but like I would say Monster Hunter World, but you were kind of
that game.
You did, but it wasn't.
I dropped in like 30 hours, 40
Okay.
hours. I mean, it wasn't the like 100+ hours that like Sean and you guys put in. Like,
well, I just beat the game, and then after that, I'm like, well, this sucks, and then I left.
Like it's the same shit. Yeah. So, but no, like that's I agree with you. It's you buy the system for whatever grabs your attention at that moment in time. Everything else is a bonus, and you may stumble across something that you like more as you go on. Like it's not set in stone, but I completely agree. I think if you're buying it for this game, you should buy it for the game, and as soon as the game's out, you should have it.
And really, I mean, are you really going to care that much to have the better graphics? You've never struck me as I need to have the best graphics kind of guy.
I wasn't, but then I got this PS Pro, and I was like,
PS4 Pro?
Like, playing Spider-Man on it, it was when I first streamed it.
You don't have a 4K TV even, do you?
No.
So you need to upscale.
I just looked at the stream afterwards, and I was like, holy shit, this looks better. Like, it looks so much better than my old PlayStation.
You need to go get yourself like a $300 4K TV.
That's the only reason I was like,
go big, $3,000.
I was like, oh, do I go ahead and
He's got student loans, man.
Yeah, I know.
So
put those on deferment.
Student loans and a $3,000.
You know what? I might not outlive the student loans. The TV, I'll definitely outlive. But no, the thing with this that I'm like. Because for me, I didn't get to watch it live. I just kind of caught some things after.
Yeah.
There are some things with this that I am intrigued with.
Yeah.
The first one is spirits. Have you guys heard about the spirits
Tell
for
us
this?
about spirits.
Tell us, enlighten us.
I'll read a little snippet. So, spirits are a brand new addition to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and they already look like a game changer. I'm reading this straight from Polygon. Spirits are supporting characters that come from various other games and give bonus powers and power-ups to your Smash fighter. You can select a spirit, and it'll give you a specific type of upgrade to help you make your character more powerful or augment them in some way. Each different variety of spirits counters another type of spirit, giving Smash a new out-of-game chess match for players to compete with. I am intrigued with this because before it used to be, I'm that fighter, you're this fighter, we're just going to pound each other. Oh, wait, you're 100, baseball bat. And it was like, that's Super Smash. This is kind of something extra to it of like, all right, you think you're going to do that? Let's turn spirits on. I'm going to play with this one. You play with that one. Oh, you know what? You're doing that one. I'm going to change to this one and force them to change with this one. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. There will be some people that hopefully they put it as a setting to where if you don't want to play with this, turn it off.
Yeah.
But this is something to me where maybe it caps on to also what I'm super excited about, which is this campaign mode, the World of Light story mode that they released a trailer for. I can't wait to use those in that of like, all right, I'm going up against this and I'm getting my ass kicked by this Mario character. Let me change my spirits around to then maybe I can beat this and get past this part of the story.
Yeah. World of Light just made me excited. I thought we were getting an MMO of Child of Light for a moment. I was like, this is gonna be great. But you know, it's cool. It looks like it's gonna be cool. It reminds me of, I don't remember which Mortal Kombat it was. The first Mortal Kombat that tried to do a story mode, and it was like you would just wander around.
Was that on PS4?
The one with the coffins?
No, PS3. I thought.
Okay.
Oh no, maybe it was PS4.
Because I had Mortal Kombat 10, right? Mortal Kombat X.
I think so. I had that one because you had to go through the different, like, you ran around from here to here, and then
you were in like a graveyard that you were like walking.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. It's one of those things where it's like, I feel like you go into it and it has very real potential to be exactly that. Oh, that was kind of cool, but you don't really care and you don't really ever finish it.
Yeah,
or it has the potential to be really awesome. But and it depends.
It also looks so Nintendo. Like, looking at the trailer and looking at the map that they're gonna have for it. It made me think of, like, there's aspects of it that make me think of, like, a Pokemon map or like an old Legend of Zelda and NES kind of.
It's Super Mario.
That's the whole point, because that's what Super Smash Bros. Is.
That's all Nintendo is.
All nostalgia. That is all. That's how they make their money.
So like they come up with all these new IPs, and those are all great and shiny.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, you're selling games off of what? It's 2018. Mario came out in like 1980 something, like a 30-something-year-old, property basically.
You didn't have to give me Breath of the Wild for Zelda. You could have gave me another Link to the Past, and I would have played it again.
Absolutely.
A Link Between Worlds was fucking great. I love that game. And it was just a Link to the Past.
Skyward Sword is the one people hate, right? Is that the one people hate?
People. I don't know. People either dislike Twilight Princess or Skyward Sword.
Okay.
It's a either or that people dislike. Personally, I think that Skyward Sword is better than Twilight Princess. But neither one is necessarily amazing.
Okay.
But you know, it's just kind of one of these things. It doesn't matter what it is. You put Mario in, you have Mario chess, and people are going to buy Mario chess. You know, the thing that I found kind of cool about story mode is I'm interested to know, is there going to be RPG elements to it, really?
Like the talent tree?
Because, the talent tree, which as soon as I saw it, the first thing I said to Dave was, that's the sphere grid from Final Fantasy X.
100%.
It looks exactly like it. It's got the little spheres that you spend and stuff like that, and you can choose your own path, it looks like. And it's like, cool, is this going to be a little bit of an RPG type of situation?
Because it looks like each one kind of could be like slightly impactful until you get to like an end one, which could be really kind of game-changing almost.
Yeah. So it's interesting. We'll see how that goes and how that kind of changes. And, you know, they show you playing as Kirby, but it's interesting to know, like, all right, you know, when are you going to use other characters? How are you going to use other characters?
You get them after you unlock them. You beat them and you unlock them. And you can switch out as you go.
The old trope of, hey, you got to beat them to unlock them, and then you get them
literally Super Smash Bros.
Yeah, exactly.
God, I love that. A new challenger appears, and you get the shadow. Yeah.
Unless you just do the microtransactions, you just buy them all for $500.
Nintendo's not going to do that.
Don't put that on Nintendo. Don't make the microtransaction Waluigi into the game.
Yeah, right. I hope that he's a spirit. They don't even let you play as a character. He's a spirit.
Oh my god.
Well, it's like they showed, like, in the picture. What do they have? It's like, so it's fighter, then primary spirit, then support spirits, and one of the pictures is Vulpix.
There you go.
He's going to be a spirit, I think.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know if the spirit thing would be something I would be that interested in, because it's just like a level of complication I'm not that like into.
But it adds another level of depth.
But it's cool
some players
that
would
it's
enjoy.
There.
Yeah,
it's cool that it's there. I like that it's there. I like that they did something different. Because that's the thing for me with Smash Bros. I love Smash Bros. And I will always play it if it's there.
It was like the #1 party game.
But that's exactly what it is. It's just a party game to me. I will love, if we had a Nintendo Switch right now and it was out, we would be playing it.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
Wii U, we would be playing that Smash Bros. But the thing for it is, to me, there was never a reason for me to ever play Smash Bros. By myself. Why would I ever play it by myself?
Train against bots so you don't look like shit against your friends and or family.
Yeah, but that's half the fun, to be shitty at the game, I think.
Depends on where you're at in life. I remember like when the N64 version first came out for Super Smash Bros. Like, my brothers were very competitive with me as far as gaming, and it was a multiplayer game. So I would get on there, I'd put on 3, level 9 bots, and I'd go out there and I would, try to beat them. and go 3-on-1, try to win every single time. And then when they get home from like, swimming or, whatever sport thing they were at, they'd be like, all right, let's play now. And I'm like, I'm getting a little bit better, better.
That says a lot about Dave right there. When, I'm just playing video games, they're going out and being athletic.
Well, I was like 9. Mm-hmm. So like I was doing my own sports stuff, but like,
I think that's when you take it not into a party game, and that's when you make it a competitive game.
And it did. Super Smash Bros. Is still a competitive game.
Yeah, but I think most people are not doing that. Most people are going to be party.
Top, that's like, the top 3% of the gameplay or something.
The only thing I'm going to ask is, and this is me, the only thing from it that I'm like, meh, about what this direct is the 2 characters they announced. I think that I feel like everyone who's going to be upset about it, like rage levels, actually thought that the Grinch was going to be a character because that's what everyone was hoping for. Like there was some leaked material that, the Grinch could be a playable character in Super Smash.
He could.
Which would have been pretty cool. But like they give me Ken and I'm like, all right, that's cool. And then it's like Incineroar. And my first thought was, who? And then I saw Pokemon Sun Moon and I went, all right, like
how many Pokemon do you need to be able to play as?
But like it's
about 1 billion.
It's not a Pokemon that like I am like, give me more of that one. Like that's the only thing of this that I look at and I go, probably the weakest.
Here's the thing though that annoys me every time with these player reveals, character reveals, is you have so many damn characters to play as. Don't get upset over this one. This one is for somebody that's not you.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Someone is super excited for whatever the hell Incinerator's name was.
Incineroar.
Someone is super excited for it. There's some kid out there who that's his favorite Pokemon and he cannot wait to play as it.
Absolutely.
But that person's not me. It's not anybody in this room, and that's okay. There are so many damn characters in this game that you have your even if you go back to the original Super Smash Bros. And you have other characters. You had ones you didn't care about, and you had ones you liked to play as. There's like 14 of them, or 12, I think.
We're going to be at 69, 70 with DLC.
Well, that's the problem. We should just leave it at 69.
Yeah. We're all real mature here.
Because they announced today, so Incineroar's 1, Ken is in the game, and then a DLC is going to be Piranha Plant.
I love it. I love that. That is great. Fuck Waluigi.
But like already we've gotten, just since Ultimate was announced, Inkling and Ridley were right away. Those were in the Smash trailer.
Right.
Then we had the first direct, which was Simon, Richter, and then at the end, King Cruel or King Cake Rule from Donkey Kong. Then Isabelle was announced. Whoever Isabelle is, it's not
Animal Crossing
in me. And then Incineroar and Ken.
It's not in you.
Well, I don't.
Weird,
I was gonna say, like, what the?
It was a weird way to say that.
You be into what you're into.
I'm not into that. Is what I'm saying. Like, I don't know who that is. It came out weird.
Not that there's anything wrong with it.
No, not there's anything wrong with it.
And then today we get Incineroar, Ken, and Piranha Plant.
Yeah. And if you're into Piranha Plant too, that's fine.
You do you.
That one to me is interesting because it's like he's a plant in it. He's in a plant. He's a plant in a pot. So is he just gonna hop around?
He's a pothead.
Probably.
Is he just gonna? Well, yeah, he's a pothead. But he's just gonna hop around.
That's exactly what he's doing right there. Look at him. He's hopping. That's what you got to do. Yeah, I mean, the Smash Bros is cool. They're doing so much hype for it.
Is the hype working? Like, do you feel like
for me
people? Okay,
but I'm already in.
Well, that's the thing. Do you think for people who are on the fence, do you think that seeing Incineroar and whatever, and
I think it's just the
story
fact
mode's
that
interesting.
It's constantly more stuff. Yeah, story mode was the coolest part of this.
I think that
but it's just that it's constantly more stuff. You know, they're just constantly giving you more, so you're like, oh man, I am excited to play it.
Like, okay, so it's not just the party game. Now they got that story mode. Now they're adding a level of complexity as far as these talent trees, or spirits. So it's like I don't know. I think they're doing a really good job, and I think the hype train is kind of rolling. Obviously, like fans are always going to be greedy and want more. So no matter what they do, they're going to underdeliver. But like, I feel like in the last version of Super Smash Bros., they kept delivering playable character after playable character added to the game. I feel like this will not be any different. I think that everybody's going to be happy by the end of it. It's just going to be a matter of balance at that point.
To me, the thing of this that will tip people, if it tips you over the fence, it's story mode. Yeah. And the reason why is what you said off when we weren't recording, Mark, is they made it to where now it is not just a party game. You can buy it and play it on our own. Where it's like, I can't just, I got to get all my friends together to play it. Or it's like, I'm playing against computers.
Yeah,
this
I'm not going to do that.
That's
not going to be this time around.
But now it's like, oh my God, I can play a story mode when I'm not playing with my friends. Yeah. Like, it adds that dimension to it to give it that, hey, you can play this when you're not with people. The characters of this direct, I don't think are going to be ones that push people over unless you're a huge, like, yes, I loved Ryu in this. I'm going to love Ken in this. Or, like, you're a little kid that's like, or you're a Pokemon Sun and Moon fan that's like, yeah, Incineroar, let's go. But I don't think that's the deciding factor.
I love the energy you're bringing on that side of the table.
Yeah, well, that's what
honestly, though, for somebody, Incineroar is that deciding factor that does tip them over.
And I love the way you put it, is this is not meant for you. That is A-okay, but for somebody, they are pumped. They are psyched. Like Simon. When they announced Simon from Castlevania, I was like, all right, I know this is big. This is huge because he's a huge Nintendo character. Yeah. But me personally, I'm like, nah, wasn't a huge Castlevania guy growing up because I just missed that train with when we were born. So, like, for me, it might not be the thing, but for someone just a couple years older than us, they're pumped about it, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's cool. I mean, I'm going to be excited to maybe play this at some point.
Yeah, I think I'm still on the fence. If I'm going to let Ricky buy it, and I'm going to play when you bring it around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Ricky's going to have it, and I'm pretty sure my brother-in-law will have it, too. So, he's got a Switch. And it's like, it comes out around Christmas, so if he doesn't buy it, maybe we'll buy it for him for Christmas and be like, all right, we'll play it.
I love that, because as a brother, I totally have done that to my brother.
I remember when you and your brother were like,
hey,
why don't you just buy Call of Duty and say we bought it for each other? Yeah, that works.
We did that for, like, World of Warcraft expansions, too. I was like, well, there's no WoW expansion. You want to just, totally counts. It's the best way of trading when birthdays are that close. So
Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah, Nintendo Direct, overall, I'd say probably hit the mark on most of the stuff. Obviously, people still want whatever character they want, and we'll see if that ever gets released later. But I think it was pretty good.
My favorite comment from the Polygon one, because I scrolled too far, that Fire Panda wrestling Pokemon thing seems like an odd choice for a final character reveal.
The
Fire Panda Pokemon thing. Wrestling Pokemon.
Pokemon, yep.
Oh,
I love
funny.
it. It's nice. And I feel like...
the only other thing to say is apparently that Fallout 76 beta sucks.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
you want to rant because you're the Fallout 76 guy.
You're going to be hyped for it, right? Like most hyped?
No, I've had zero interest in 76.
Because they said
because of E3.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the MMO thing, and I'm really not into MMOs. And apparently it's just super buggy. I mean, which isn't surprising. People are making a big deal about it. It's a beta. Like, of course it's going to be buggy.
Yeah. I don't want a beta to be clean because that means they're not taking any risks. They're not trying to do anything cool.
Exactly. It was too easy in that case. There should be something. Now, the fact that apparently there's a bug in there that will delete the beta from your hard drive is kind of a big deal. Now, I saw that, and I don't know if it was like a one-person thing. I don't know if it was like a big thing that was happening, but apparently there's a bug in there where it can delete the game. So that will probably get fixed, I imagine.
I would hope that's on their list pretty high up.
I would be so pissed if depends on how long it took to download the beta, too.
I'll say, is the beta pretty big?
I don't know.
Like, if it took hours...
It can't be that big.
Like, if it took as long as, like, Red Dead, and then it's like, bug, deletes the game. Well, fuck this, I ain't playing it. That's what I would say.
By the way, I never mentioned you, so... My downloader for Red Dead, I bought the physical disc, but like you still have to do the thing. And I put my PS4 in sleep mode and it didn't move.
That's awesome.
I set my alarm for 45 minutes. I was like, okay, I got this down to the thing. And I go up there.
Does it download in sleep mode, though?
It can.
I don't think it does.
It can if you enable it to. I apparently at some point in my life checked the box and say, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Oh,
nice.
No.
Yeah, I actually, I had it set to go. Watched Game of Thrones. Came back, switched the discs, watched another episode of Game of Thrones, and then it was good to go.
What season are you rewatching?
We decided to rewatch the whole thing, so we're currently at the very end of season 4.
Wonderful.
Well, you got to get ready for
that's
2019.
Soon, yeah.
I was going to say, it's 2019, hopefully.
It's the last one.
Hopefully.
It's the last
February?
This is the end of it. That's maybe.
And they're gonna
seems about right.
And they're gonna be like the same as last time, where they're gonna be like 80, 90-minute episodes.
Lord, it's only like 8 episodes, so
I hope
they're
so.
gonna be long.
Anyway, Fallout 76, don't disappoint us. I mean, Mark have zero expectations for you. I want you to not suck, but I'm not sold yet. So you have to tell me that, your beta's shitty, and then, unless there's vast improvements, I want to get hooked. I want Hype Train. Where's your Nintendo Direct equivalents,
Well, their version of that in the E3 disappointed a lot of people.
Yeah, that really pissed a lot of people off. So we'll have to see what Fallout 76 holds for us. Maybe as we get a little closer, the beta will fill out a little more, and we'll see something shiny. But that will do it for us here at Too Old to Game. Thank you so much for watching, so much for listening. If there is one thing that I can ask from you, our awesome viewers, the real MVPs out there, if you could leave a comment below, like, subscribe, honestly, hit up iTunes. Leave that 5-star review because that means a lot to us, and we're trying to get up to 50. So please and thank you. Do it up. Thank you so much for watching, listening. I'm repeating myself. Bye-bye now.